Hello everyone, welcome to our new series about ComfyUI and basically everything that has anything to do with AI, creativity and also filmmaking. We would like to focus with this series on getting better at ComfyUI and building the confidence from the bottom up. So we will start with basics and go into detail when it comes to certain elements in ComfyUI, and I would like to approach it in a way so that we focus our learning onto areas where we can basically take them and become confident with what we do, so that we can build our workflows and get that kind of freedom and knowledge we need to be able to take elements of ComfyUI and put them together for whatever you need and use them for different use cases. So we will start with the basics and we will focus on building the foundation so that we can use the knowledge to be able to build workflows and actually get the freedom to use ComfyUI for any kind of use case that you need. I will also try to review different custom nodes that come out that will look interesting, or any kind of new workflows that I come across that I would feel that would need some kind of reviewing. Let's start with the kind of first introduction into ComfyUI, and this will be just a little overview for the ones of you who are freshly starting with ComfyUI, and I know that the community is growing more and more. So we'll just have a look at our first workflow. I'm not gonna tell you how to install ComfyUI. There is so many tutorials out there and everyone has different system. Nowadays I run ComfyUI mostly in the cloud because I find it faster, and the availability of different sizes of GPUs is quite handy if you want to run like video models, but it's really up to you where you want to run it. And I'm pretty sure that if you decided to run ComfyUI, you probably are pretty technically skilled, so you can install it. You will be fine. You can do it! So if you are successfully running ComfyUI, the first thing when it opens, you will get the standard workflow. It's pretty much the most basic workflow you can get with ComfyUI. Now you can use ComfyUI for a lot of different things. You can use it for image generation, for videos, for LoRa training, or there are people who also use it for training voice models. But at first we're gonna focus on image generation because it's that kind of staple thing that ComfyUI does. And we will start with Stable Diffusion. Even though I don't use it as much, I mostly use Flux, but I find that Stable Diffusion is good for learning and for explaining things, but we are also gonna move pretty fast to Flux because that's one of the models that you can use on professional level. Like my view on ComfyUI and this kind of AI creative scene in general is that if something doesn't work for you on a professional level and you cannot get the kind of output that you would put out there professionally, I just move on from that tool or model. But enough talking. Let's have a look at ComfyUI. And for those of you who are opening it for the first time, this is a really exciting time because it's gonna be a steep learning curve, but definitely very satisfying, and it will make you feel like you achieved something once you start understanding this tool a bit more. So this will be just an overview of very basic workflow, and we will go more deeper into each element in the next one of the next episodes, because I believe that it's very important to understand the basic structure and why things are done the way they are, and why do we use the nodes that we are using. Because once you understand that, it's easier to troubleshoot other things when it comes to your later experience with ComfyUI. At least this is the way I generally learn. I go a bit more deeper into the detail at the beginning because it makes things easier later on. So hopefully you will have the same approach, and this is the way you learn as well. So let's have a look at our first workflow. So this is pretty straightforward. setup for Stable Diffusion. We can use basically Stable Diffusion models that we load into the checkpoint. So the node load checkpoint is where you are loading your model. So it will be either one of the Stable Diffusion models or Flux. Actually with Flux the setup is slightly different, but I'm not going to confuse you. This is very, very straightforward basic stuff we are doing right now. So this is the first node where you load your model. You can basically, when I was learning, I was using Juggernaut because it's pretty fast. It gives you okay output. Like it's not a model I would work with and I would create anything with that I would use later on, because it's just not good. Like for me, it's not good enough. I don't find it good enough. But it's good for learning because you can also use it on machines that are not so powerful. I will show you where to download it, and I will also put a link into the description so that you know. But all you need to know right now is that this is where you load your model. Then we have two nodes which are very standard for image generation, which is your positive prompt and your negative prompt. These nodes are the same. The difference is where they are actually linked. So you can see that you have here something called KSampler, and you are connecting this node into the positive and this node into the negative, which pretty much gives you positive and negative prompt. After that, you have here empty latent image, and this is really straightforward. This just gives you the dimensions of the image. You basically use any types of dimensions that are dividable by, I hope that's word, dividable. Basically that numbers that you can divide by 64. So I generally use, like for learning, I use smaller kind of dimensions because they are faster to generate. So 512 by 512 is fine. You can also like ask ChatGPT to give you different variations of the dimensions. It's really up to your preference what you use, but we will generally use the smaller kind of dimensions so that we get faster generations when we are learning, and it really doesn't matter as much. But when I'm getting like the output that I want to use later on, I use different like higher dimensions. Then we have here KSampler, which is basically, I take it something like a brain of the whole operation, because it collects all the information from all the nodes. It thinks for a while, sometimes it takes quite a while, and then it checks out the image. So it's basically like our processor, you know. So I like a metaphor, so I call it like a brain of our generative operation. And we will go through all these fields, all these parameters or variables in next episode or one of the next episodes, because this is quite important for you to understand why things are done and how and what to choose for each model, because that will also influence your testing of different models and being able to decide what kind of setups are the best for you or for the model you are using. These kind of variables, they have quite a big impact on well, not big. Well, actually, yeah, they do. They have a big impact on your final outcome, final output. So so that's why I would like to focus on these different nodes, and we will be talking about them. And then we have VAE Decode. This is basically a decoder that transforms the image into something that we can see. We will talk about that as well. I just don't want to throw too much at you. I just want you to understand this kind of workflow, how it's set and how it creates image, so that you start getting used to this type of setup where you have a checkpoint, you have your prompts, then you have your parameters, how big the image is. Also in the batch size, you can decide if you want to generate just one image or if you want 2, 3, 4, 5, how many images you want. Of course, it will also then increase the generation time. So I generally do one because I just want to see. like, because I'm looking for specific results, so I pretty much got used to just generating one image and then deciding if that's what I need, and then I regenerate it. But people have different ways of working. You will find your own way of working. You just need to see what works for you and what works for the things you want to create. And the last note we have here is save image. You can also change it to preview image, so that it's not automatically saved. All the images from this save node will be saved to your ComfyUI output folder. I will then show you all the structures and where you can find the images that are being saved. But you can also, of course, also save it, like once it's created, you have an option to save it to any location you want. So this is basically our first workflow that comes with ComfyUI. And if you want to try it, if you just want to go and see and create something, you can download this Juggernaut model, and you can download it from Civetai. So I will put this link to the descriptions so that you don't have to Google it, and you can basically download any of these models. I am using I think this one or this one. Yeah, I think I'm using this one. So the fourth one, and all you do, you just download it, and once it's downloaded, you will put it into the models folder of your ComfyUI. At this point, it really doesn't matter which one you download and use, because this is just for learning purposes. Like, if you decide to use it further on, you can do some research into these models, but as I said, like, I don't really use these for my professional work. I just use them for learning because they are quick. They are quick to generate images. But yeah, if your system is not strong enough, then these are a really good learning tool, because you can run it on ancient you can run it on ancient devices. So yeah, so what you do, you just download it, you wait till it downloads, and then you put it into your ComfyUI folder. So I'll show you. So wherever is your ComfyUI folder stored, you go inside it, and in this folder you have another folder called models, and you basically move that downloaded model that you downloaded from Civetai into the checkpoint. So as you can see, I have quite a few models here, but this is like, when you put this model in here, it will be available for your ComfyUI. So once you do that, all you do is you go to your ComfyUI and you refresh the browser. You don't even have to restart it. If you have problems seeing it, restart the Comfy. You do it by going to Manager and pressing Restart, and you wait until it restarts, and then you refresh your browser again. But you should be able to see it just by refreshing the browser. All you then do, you just choose from your drop-down menu. Like, if you're starting there, you will have only one model there. So you just choose it and you write your prompt. And you make sure that you use dpmpp underscore 2m sampler, and you use the Keras scheduler. I found these are the best setups for this model, and you use 32 steps. And after that, all you do is just press Q, and you should get your image generated. So you can have a little play with it. And in the next episode, I would like to talk to you about the ComfyUI itself and how to navigate in this platform, and just like little tips so that you can be familiar with where you can find what, and how to download custom nodes, and also at the structure of your ComfyUI folder, so that you know where to put things that you download, different models and LoRa's and anything that you need to run the ComfyUI with all the bells and whistles. So that will be in the next episode, and then we will look a bit more deeper into the workflow that we worked with, so that you start understanding why things work the way they do and why they are built the way they are, and also we will have a look at basic Flux setup so that you can also start running Flux model, and we just go from there. So hopefully I'll see you at the next episode. Please subscribe to this channel because you will get the notification when new episodes are released, and it will help us to also build our network and to get motivated to make these videos. Also, I will leave my profile, my LinkedIn profile, in the description. So please, if you are interested in ConfUI, in AI, in creativity with AI, if you are interested in AI filmmaking, I would love to have you in my network. So please join me, and we can have a chat. And you can also tell me if there is something you are interested in when it comes to ConfUI, you would like me to talk about certain subject. I am more than happy to do that because it's always good to make videos if people are interested in that subject. Yeah, so this is everything for today, and I'll see you at the next episode. Have a wonderful day.